Jakarta. Please board the aircraft immediately through gate 26. Thank you. GA 112 tujuan Palembang akan diberangkatkan pada kira-kira pukul
Just for one car. Let's go.
Welcome aboard. Hello, good evening. Yeah, straight ahead, left side, yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fitria Santi, the flight service manager of this flight. On behalf of Garuda Indonesia, Captain Wifuku and the entire crew, I'm very happy to welcome you on board this Boeing 737 800 series of Garuda Indonesia member of SkyTeam. And we would like to extend our welcome to SkyTeam Elite Plus and Elite members. This is a non-smoking flight GA216, joint flight Garuda Indonesia with NH5505, destination Yogyakarta. The flight time to Yogyakarta will be 51 minutes. In accordance with civil aviation safety regulation, we will show you a video concerning the flight safety features of this aircraft. Please fasten your seatbelt, adjust your seat back into the upright position and lock your table securely. Also, store your footrest and video monitor in place. Please store carry-on baggage in the overhead compartment or under the seat in front of you. And we remind you to keep your baggage securely. Passengers sitting in emergency exit row seat may only store carry-on baggage in the overhead compartment. For safety reasons, please keep your mobile phones and other electronic devices off during taxi, takeoff, and landing. All transceivers, AM, FM radio, radio control devices, and remote control ties are prohibited while in the aircraft. You may now enjoy our in-flight entertainment program along the journey. Thank you, and we wish you pleasant flight. Kita akan segera ditutup, door will be closed.
Silahkan tegakkan sandaran kursi. Please ensure that your seat is upright. Your personal video screen, tray table, and footrest are folded away.
Is off now, but we recommend that you keep your seatbelt firmly fastened while seated or asleep. Should there be a sudden drop in cabin pressure, passengers who are using lavatories, please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
Shortly we will be landing at Adi Sucipto International Airport in Yogyakarta. The local time now is 23 minutes to 8 p.m. There is no time difference between Yogyakarta and Jakarta. Please fasten your seatbelt, adjust your seat back into the upright position and lock your table securely. Also store your footrest and video monitors in place. Please keep your window shades open during this time. Passengers who are using laptops and other entertainment devices, please switch them off now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just landed at Adi Sucipto International Airport. Welcome to Yogyakarta. Please remain seated until we have reached our final parking position and the fasten seatbelt sign is off. Please do not switch on your mobile phone until you are in the terminal building.
Flight attendant, Islam Flight Bar Sector 6.